Welcome back to our channel History Coins HD. As you that old as gold, but these Jefferson nickel 5-cent coins that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them. You're lucky if you have one of these, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Coin number 1. Today I want to take you on a journey with a coin that is much more than just a 5-cent piece. So listen closely and don't miss a single moment, because what I'm about to share may change the way you look at your old coins forever. We're talking about the United States of America's rare 1943 Jefferson nickel, a wartime treasure that hides unbelievable stories in its silver shine. This is not a regular nickel, and once you understand its uniqueness, its special metal, its errors, and the mysteries behind it, you'll feel the same thrill that collectors feel when they finally find one. Stay with me, because this is a coin that every collector searches for, and by the end of this video you'll understand exactly why this one can be surprisingly valuable and shockingly rare. Back in 1943, the world was deep in the chaos of World War II, and the United States Mint made a decision that would forever change the identity of the Jefferson nickel. Nickel was needed for war production, so the Mint removed it from the coin and replaced it with a special wartime alloy that included silver. That means every 1943 Jefferson nickel isn't just money, it is literally part of America's wartime history. The metal mix itself makes this coin special, giving it a slightly different shine that collectors instantly recognize. When you hold this coin, you're holding a piece of the nation's effort during war, and that alone makes collectors chase it with passion and intensity, because pieces like this don't stay common for long. What makes the 1943 Jefferson nickel even more fascinating is the number of errors that occurred during production. These errors weren't meant to happen, but they turned ordinary coins into rare collectibles that can sometimes bring in surprising amounts of money. Some of the most exciting mistakes include doubled dies, where Jefferson's eye or the lettering shows a strong doubling effect, and when you see a doubled die on this coin it feels like striking gold, because those error pieces are instantly more valuable. Some coins show repunched mint marks where the big wartime P, D, or S appears slightly overlapped from a second strike, and collectors absolutely love these because they are visually striking and easy to spot. You might even come across die cracks running across Monticello like tiny lightning bolts, giving the coin a dramatic appearance that makes it stand out in any collection. These errors didn't just happen often, so every piece that carries them becomes something collectors go after with real excitement. Now imagine walking into a small coin shop in a quiet American town, or visiting an auction where collectors are whispering and examining coins under bright lamps, and suddenly someone places a shining 1943 Jefferson nickel on the table. The moment a collector sees the bold wartime mint mark above Monticello, that crisp silver tone, and maybe even a unique error, their eyes light up because they know this coin holds real value. I've seen these coins move from one collector to another with so much excitement that you can feel the energy in the room. A clean uncirculated piece can go from being just a coin to becoming the centerpiece of a collection in seconds, and that moment of discovery is exactly why this coin has such a strong demand today. If you're a collector or a beginner who wants to build a powerful collection, here's something important you should always remember. The first thing you want to do is look at the mint mark above Monticello, because during wartime the letters were made big and bold to easily identify the silver alloy coins. Then pay attention to Jefferson's eye, the steps on Monticello, the edges of the coin, and the fields where cracks might appear. Use good lighting and take your time, because the secret to discovering rare coins is patience and careful observation. Many collectors overlook coins simply because they rush, but those who invest time into examining every detail are the ones who often discover hidden treasures. Even today people find valuable 1943 Jefferson nickels in old jars, inherited boxes, or estate finds that nobody paid attention to for decades. So don't ignore any old nickel you come across, especially one from the 1940s, because your next rare find might be waiting silently in your own home. The beauty of the 1943 Jefferson nickel lies not just in its silver content or its wartime background, but in the story it tells. It survived years of circulation, passed through hands during war and peace, witnessed history unfold, and finally made its way to the hands of collectors who understand its importance. This coin has character, it has soul, and it brings a sense of pride to anyone who owns it. The demand for wartime nickels is rising more than ever because collectors know they are holding something meaningful, something that will only become harder to find as time passes. A coin like this is not just a collectible item, it is a reminder of a nation's strength, a symbol of history, and a treasure that rewards those who appreciate it. And now the part everyone waits for: the value of the 1943 Jefferson nickel in today's market. A regular circulated piece might bring a collector anywhere from just a few dollars depending on its condition, but a clean uncirculated coin with sharp details can sell for an impressive amount that reaches over $100 in strong demand, and those rare error pieces, especially doubled dies or repunched mint marks in high grades, have reached several $100s and in some auction cases climbed to more than $1,000, which is truly incredible for a 5-cent coin. So, always keep your eyes open, keep your passion alive, and treat every old coin with respect because you never know when a small wartime nickel might surprise you with a big reward. Collecting is more than just a hobby, it's a journey filled with discoveries, and the 1943 Jefferson nickel is one of those discoveries that can make your collection shine brighter than ever. Coin number 2. We dive into the story of the United States of America's rare 1985 Jefferson nickel, and believe me, this small coin has a whole world of secrets and surprises hidden inside it, so stay with me and don't miss even a single second because I'm going to tell you things that every collector needs to know, and these details might even help you discover a valuable piece lying somewhere in your home right now. When this nickel was minted at the Denver Mint in 1985, nobody imagined it would become a coin that collectors chase so eagerly today, and what makes it so thrilling is that it belongs to a period when production was high but quality control issues and minting variations created several rare pieces that now carry impressive value for collectors who understand the details. The Denver mint mark on this coin has its own charm, and the minting process that year created several exciting varieties and error pieces, and that is exactly where the treasure begins, because finding a clean, sharp, well-struck 1985 nickel feels like discovering a hidden gem that has been waiting patiently for the right collector to appreciate it. One of the things that makes this coin truly interesting is the unexpected minting errors that appeared during its production, and these errors are the reason many collectors keep searching through rolls and jars with hope in their eyes. Some coins show strong die cracks that cut across Jefferson's portrait like tiny lightning marks, and these cracks give the coin a unique identity. Some 1985 nickels display die wear that makes the steps on Monticello appear soft, while in other pieces the mint mark can appear slightly distorted or misplaced, adding an exciting twist that collectors love because these small differences instantly make the coin stand out. And then there are those rare doubled die pieces where the letters or details on Jefferson's face show a clear doubling effect, and one look at such a coin is enough to make a collector's heart pound, because those are the kinds of coins that bring strong prices and immediate attention at auctions. Whenever you bring a 1985 Jefferson nickel into the hands of a collector, the first thing they do is tilt it under bright light and observe its shine and details, because this coin can change in value dramatically depending on its condition. A circulated piece might seem normal, but a coin with crisp edges, clean fields, and a strong, well-struck portrait can instantly turn into a desirable collectible. I've seen collectors get emotional when they find a mint-state example, because high-grade coins from the 1980s are harder to locate than most people think. People spent them heavily at that time, and very few were saved in protective conditions, so any coin from this year that still maintains its original luster becomes a little treasure that collectors hold with pride. If you want to search for this coin like a true collector, you need patience and passion, because that is what makes the hunt so rewarding. Start by checking the mint mark on the right side of Monticello and look closely for any unusual shape or doubling. Then examine Jefferson's eye and cheek, where doubling or die wear often shows up. After that, study the steps on Monticello, because full or nearly full steps automatically increase the desirability of the coin. Always check the edges and fields, because scratches, dents, and discoloration can reduce the beauty of a collectible piece. So take your time, handle the coin carefully, and observe it under good lighting, and you will be surprised how many hidden details come alive when you view a coin with full attention and respect. The 1985 Jefferson nickel holds a special place in the hearts of collectors because it represents a time when minting technology was improving but still produced enough irregularities to create rare and interesting coins. This nickel isn't just metal, it's history, it's art, it's craftsmanship, and it's a piece of America's story that traveled through countless hands and now finds itself sitting in the collections of people who truly appreciate the beauty of small discoveries. The demand for coins from the 1980s has been rising because people have realized how few high-grade pieces survived, and whenever a sharp example appears in auctions, collectors start bidding with real excitement because they know how special these coins have become. And now comes the moment everyone waits for: the value of the 1985 Jefferson nickel in the current collector market. A normal circulated example may bring just a small amount, but a clean uncirculated coin, especially one with strong details, can sell for up to $50, and an error piece such as a doubled die or a dramatic die crack in high grade can reach more than $100, and I've even seen select pieces in auctions in cities like Dallas and Denver cross the amount of $150, which is incredible for a 5-cent coin. So keep searching, keep believing, and never underestimate The power of a small coin, because history hides itself in unexpected places, and your next valuable discovery might be waiting in a simple coin jar or in a forgotten drawer inside your home, and the thrill of finding something rare with your own hands is a feeling that only true collectors understand and cherish with passion. Coin number 3. I'm excited to take you on a journey into a seemingly ordinary coin that hides some really fascinating secrets, the 1990p Jefferson nickel. You might think of a nickel as just 5 cents, but trust me, this one deserves a second look, because for collectors it's more than pocket change. It's a little time capsule with quirks, demand, and surprising value. So hang on tight, because I'm going to walk you through what makes this coin special, how to spot the valuable variants, and why it's quietly coveted in the numismatic world. Back in 1990, the Philadelphia Mint produced a massive run of Jefferson nickels, over 660 million of them, actually. Given that huge number, most 1990p nickels saw everyday use, passing through countless hands, in pockets, piggy banks, and cash drawers. But even in that sea of coins, there are certain ones that stand out, and those are the pieces that collectors treasure, because they tell a story beyond just the face value. The sheer volume might make you think they're all common, but once you zoom in, the drama begins. Special die varieties, full steps, minting quirks, and yes, even rare errors all lurk beneath what looks like a plain nickel. What really gives the 1990p nickel its collector appeal are those hidden details. One of the biggest things people look for is the full steps variety. On the reverse, Monticello stairs are fully defined, crisp, and complete. When you can see all those tiny steps clearly, that's a signal to a collector that you might be holding something more than a circulated nickel. In high-grade examples with full steps, the value can jump way beyond face value. Then there are error coins. Some nickels may show die cracks, little fissures from the die that struck the coin, or die deterioration that slightly distorts the design. Others may have doubling on the letters or on Jefferson's portrait if the die alignment was a little off. Those kinds of coins become little gems, especially when spotted early by eagle-eyed collectors. Handling one of these coins feels special. A worn 1990p in average circulation won't turn heads, it's likely worth just its face value. But when you find an uncirculated piece, something with its original luster, sharp detail, maybe even the full steps phenomenon, your pulse spikes a little. Take it to a dealer, or better yet, to a coin show or auction, and people will lean in because they know not every 1990p nickel is the same. I remember talking to a collector who said that once he spotted a strong full-step example in a roll, he knew his search was paying off. That moment of recognition, the flash of detail, meant something rare was in his hands. If you're serious about collecting, or even just curious but want to try hunting, here are some tips that might help you pick out the worthwhile ones. First, use good light and a loupe or magnifier. That makes all the difference when you're looking for full-step definition or subtle die cracks. Rotate the nickel slowly under the light, watch how the stairs on Monticello catch the shine, and look for sharpness in the details. Second, don't ignore circulated coins, but don't expect major premiums unless the strike is strong where there's a notable error or variety. Third, handle coins gently, avoid cleaning them aggressively, because that can ruin the delicate surfaces that collectors prize. And finally, don't just rely on pictures or online listings. If possible, have a trusted grading service or an experienced local dealer confirm whether your coin is something special. The 1990p Jefferson nickel is quietly climbing in demand. Why? Because full-step varieties and well-struck uncirculated specimens are becoming scarcer in high grade. As collectors realize there's more to these coins than just 5 cents, people are willing to pay a premium for the right examples. And those error coins? They add that extra layer of thrill, because they are finite and sometimes unexpected, meaning the next great find could be hiding in a stack of your everyday change. Or now, for the moment you've been waiting for, how much is this gem really worth in the current market? Regular circulated 1990p nickels can still trade at or near face value, but a clean uncirculated example, especially one with full steps or strong strike, can go for thousands of dollars in rare cases, with auction records showing nearly $3,000 for certain MS-graded pieces. This isn't just a coin for the right collector, it's a piece of numismatic excitement and history wrapped into 5 little cents, so keep your eyes peeled, because your next nickel could be far more valuable than you thought. Coin number 4. I want to take you into the world of a coin that looks simple but has a history that still surprises even veteran collectors, and if you are a coin lover you should listen to every second of this, because the 1964 Jefferson nickel has secrets that many people overlook, and yet it continues to rise in demand every single year. This is the kind of coin that may slip through your fingers every day without you ever realizing that the right one could be worth far more than just 5 cents. So stay with me till the end because I'm going to reveal the rarity, the hidden errors, the collecting tricks, and the true original market value of this amazing 1964 nickel in a way that will keep you on the edge of your seat. The moment you hold a 1964 Jefferson nickel in your hand, you're touching a piece of American history from a year when the mint pushed production to massive levels because silver coins were about to disappear from circulation. Millions of 1964 nickels poured out that year, but within those millions were coins that the mint didn't expect would turn into treasures. Some were struck with stronger pressure, some with worn dies, some with misaligned dies, and a handful with those beautiful full steps at Monticello that collectors adore with a passion. While the average circulated nickel from that year will look ordinary, the special ones shine immediately when you tilt them under light and see that crisp detail that almost jumps straight to your eyes with excitement. The rare charm of the 1964 nickel comes from the incredible variety of errors and die conditions that still make collectors hunt for them with real enthusiasm. Coins with die cracks crossing Jefferson's portrait, coins with double strikes where the letters jump out twice, coins with off-center alignment that reveal that magical crescent of blank metal, coins with die wear that gives them mysterious shadows, and the most sought-after ones, the full steps varieties, where the steps of Monticello appear sharp like someone carved them by hand. These coins turn from common change into thrilling discoveries that collectors dream about finding because every single error tells a story of what happened inside the mint during a high-pressure production year. And those full steps coins bring an immediate electric feeling, like discovering a hidden gem no one else noticed. Collectors love this coin because it teaches patience, observation, and passion. If you're someone who wants to identify the rarest 1964 nickels, you need to study the steps under good light, look closely for doubling around the words "In God We Trust in Liberty," analyze the rims for any unusual spread, and feel the coin with your fingers to understand its texture, because untouched coins with their shine intact have a purity that buyers recognize instantly. Never clean a coin like this because that single mistake can wipe away decades of natural beauty. Instead, learn to see originality, learn to see strike strength, learn to see the tiny imperfections that make your coin unique. This is where the real joy of coin collecting lives, and once you develop that eye, your chances of finding a valuable 1964 nickel become so much higher. As collectors all around the world continue to search, the 1964 nickel is becoming more desirable every year because high-grade examples, especially with full steps, do not show up often. Markets in major cities like New York and Los Angeles have seen these coins picked up fast by dealers who know their worth, and some auction houses have even witnessed bidding for high-end pieces jump quickly as collectors compete for them. It is a beautiful thing to watch because it proves that even an everyday coin can become a star when the right combination of rarity and condition comes together. And now let me bring you to the real value that collectors want to hear. The original market price of a typical circulated 1964 Jefferson nickel is only 5 cents, but the story changes completely when you bring in condition, rarity, and the full steps variety. The rare uncirculated full steps coins have been sold for thousands of dollars, with some reaching as high as $4,000 in auctions, especially in cities where coin shows attract serious buyers with deep pockets. That's the power of a coin that pretends to be ordinary but actually hides extraordinary value. The 1964 Jefferson nickel is not just a coin, it's an adventure for anyone who loves collecting, and the thrill of searching through rolls, pocket change, or old jars in your home is what makes this hobby so addictive. Keep your eyes sharp, keep your excitement alive, and never underestimate what a tiny piece of metal from the past can bring into your life because this nickel has changed the stories of many collectors and it might change yours too if you find the right one. Coin number 5. I want to take you into one of those moments because the 1989 P. Jefferson nickel is one of those coins that people see every day but only true collectors understand how special it can be when the right details come together. So listen closely because I'm going to share the uniqueness, the rarity, the hidden errors, and the collecting tricks that can help you spot the valuable ones, and trust me, you don't want to miss even a single second of this because this nickel has surprises that most people never expect. The year 1989 was a fascinating time for United States coinage because minting technology was improving but still far from perfect, which makes the coins from this year full of slight variations and rare errors that collectors love. The Philadelphia Mint pumped out millions of these nickels, but not all of them came out identical. Some were struck with extra pressure, some with weak dies, some with double design impressions, and some with misaligned strikes that made them stand out immediately. The moment you place a high-quality 1989 P nickel under light, You feel the thrill when the sharpness of Jefferson's profile and the details of Monticello start to reveal every tiny line that shows how the coin was made. Collectors adore this coin because the mint errors on the 1989 nickels are some of the most interesting ones you can find in modern circulation. There are double die obverse coins where the letters of Liberty or the date appear shadowed, giving the coin a dramatic look that instantly attracts attention. There are off-center strikes where Monticello drifts toward the rim and creates that unique crescent of blank metal that collectors hunt for with real excitement. There are die cracks that run like tiny lightning strikes across Jefferson's portrait, each one a sort of stamp from the minting process itself. And there are strong struck examples where Monticello looks bold and crisp, almost like a miniature carving. These kinds of details turn an everyday nickel into something that collectors talk about with real passion, and if you're someone looking for smart tips, let me share something that many beginners overlook because it can change everything. Always check the steps on Monticello because even though the full steps designation is extremely tough to find on 1989 nickels, whenever a coin shows those clean, sharp steps, even partially, its value rises dramatically. Keep an eye out for the thickness of the letters, especially in God We Trust in Liberty, because doubling or thick impressions are often clues to rare varieties. And always study the fields of the coin under good light to see whether the surface still has that smooth, original mint luster because uncirculated examples can bring you far more attention from buyers than circulated ones ever will. Never clean a nickel because natural condition is the heart of its worth, and collectors recognize untouched beauty immediately and appreciate it far more. The demand for high-grade 1989 Jefferson nickels is growing quickly in coin markets across the country, especially in places like Philadelphia, Chicago, and Las Vegas where coin shows attract serious collectors and dealers who know what they are hunting for. Auction records have shown that strong examples get picked up fast, and the excitement around rare errors has made this coin even more desirable. People love the chase, they love the discovery, and they love telling the story of how they found a rare 1989 nickel in an old collection or even inside a forgotten jar at home. That thrill is what keeps the hobby alive and why this nickel continues to gain attention every year. Now the part every collector waits for, the value. The original market value of a standard 1989 Jefferson nickel is only 5 cents, but when you bring in condition, minting errors, strong strikes, and high-grade uncirculated pieces, the story becomes exciting because rare uncirculated examples and error varieties have sold for hundreds of dollars and even crossed over $1,000 in major auctions, especially in cities where collectors compete intensely for unique coins like this. That's the magic of a coin that hides real potential behind an ordinary appearance. The 1989 Jefferson nickel is not just a coin, it is a surprise waiting to be discovered by someone with patience and passion. If you love coin collecting, keep searching through pocket change, coin rolls, and old collections because your next great find might be one of these hidden gems. The excitement of discovering something valuable in a common coin is what makes this hobby so beautiful, and this nickel continues to prove that treasure still exists in the most unexpected places.